Yesterday, I wanted to use Claude Code to aggregate email addresses from publicly available internet domains that have a particular through line. Potatoes. I was looking for people who are potato farmers, potato truck drivers, restaurants, potato people. It doesn't matter. I was looking for email addresses. Claude and I started going back and forth. Is it legal to scrub the internet for publicly available phone numbers?
Nope.
Is it legal to scrape the internet for people in this industry's web URLs?
Yes!
We're going to grab every web URL that all of these agents can find, put them into Google Sheets, and then use that as a queue. We feed through the queue, hydrating an iframe, and inject some JavaScript to do the thing that we wanted to do. To the left, we're basically going to have like previous, next, play, and then like a grab button. I'm being as careful as possible. Basically, the injected JavaScript is going to use regex to find any email we can find, like at someregex.com. Then it's going to spawn a little button. Then we're going to click that little button, and then it's going to hydrate a form that we put on the left panel beside the controls, or even just like immediately add it to our Google Sheets spreadsheet. Now, of course, this entire thing is completely contrived, but when I'm talking to Claude and it says that I might be stepping on some legal boundaries, I always just submit. I have no interest in doing this the quote unquote wrong way. So I'm going to build a web app that is a tool to do this aggregation myself. In doing this aggregation, I'm also going to get more familiar with the consumer base that I hope to be serving. And I say consumer base, but really my interest is data aggregation, data collection from these people with what problems they're facing in their industry. Whether or not their problem can be solved with like agents or software or technology is beside the point. I'm interested in actually finding out their problems and creating data, publications, so that year over year, we can start to see if we're actually addressing the people who are building the foundation of our bodies. They're growing food for us. But then it hit me. I'm going to be sending these people email. That's going to require HTML, CSS, a domain. All right, HTML, CSS, easy. I can have Claude Code spin that up. All right, I'm also going to want a home page and then a landing page. Then I'm going to need some type of way for that landing page to send the survey results to a backend database. I could use MailChimp, survey, whatever. These people don't know me. I'm going to be sending them an email, asking them for their opinion. For what? From contact@potatoes.com? Nuh-uh. If they flag me, then I can't use that email anymore. I'm not doing that. I don't want to auto get sent to spam on every single spam filter. So I spoke to my legal advisor, Claude, and some options we have are actually adding a subdomain, because if that subdomain gets flagged, it doesn't necessarily flag as spam everything that comes from the original domain. But do I really want to confuse potatoes.com with this data aggregation goal that I have of serving this community? Potatoes is like supposed to be like fun, comical, Shopify, e-commerce, this like, it's a vibe. It's effectively the bucket for all the potato things that I plan on doing in my life. However, it makes sense to have a particular separate bucket just for this data aggregation piece that's a little more toned down, maybe a little more muted. I'm talking bar charts, linear regression, calculus, evaluating the rate of change of the sentiment of farmers as it pertains to technology and AI, and maybe compare that to the distributors or the truckers. Maybe on the website, I'll have an ad for a trucker hat from a little known brand called Potatoes. But that would mean that the domain that I'm emailing them from is different than contact@potatoes.com. So I wanted the tatertimes.com. That's already taken. Someone's got it. I'll do a different one. The Potato Press. When I started Potatoes, I didn't do any market research, and that's okay. Even if Potatoes doesn't solve the problem for every farmer, processor, trucker who's working with potatoes, that doesn't really matter. If I can find their problems and solve them some other way in the future, I can build a relationship, build trust, and maybe the brand can get out there. All right, so we're going to be sending an email. HTML, CSS. Then we're going to drop them off on a landing page. And then there's also going to have to be a home page, privacy page, terms and conditions. All right, those are easy to spin up with Claude. However, I got to get the design right. I was going to use this tool called Design Extract so that I could take Potatoes and extract their design elements, like the tokens, the typography, yada, yada, yada. All of the planning, branding, all of it was really scattered before yesterday. So I tried using this tool called Design Extract. Design Extract, if you give it your website, or any website, it should extract the design tokens, the iconography, all of that like branding stuff, and turn it into its own like design.md file or like a SCSS file. You could just tell Claude Code what you want to do with it. You could do that without this design extract thing, but I saw a TikTok video for it, so of course I'm going to try it. Having considered these things that I'm going to need for my landing page, I had a flashback. I was thinking, oh, back in 9th and 10th grade, I was in the marketing club called DECA. And then back in 2019, went to a coding boot camp. It was actually a design and technology boot camp where we learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript, C Sharp, and like design principles, design fundamentals. I've seen some like really compelling brand guidelines documents, and it's something that spoke to me and it made me realize I don't have one. And I've been working on this thing for like 5 months now. It's kind of ridiculous to think that like I'm going to be able to just keep throwing Claude at my old projects and then just saying like copy those colors over. Like I should know internally what like my brand's all about, like design wise. That's the hole I went down. Yesterday, I thought I'm going to send a bunch of emails to a bunch of people in the potato industry by scraping the internet, which is public, for emails. Come to find out, that's not legal. So I have to scrape the websites, then go to the website, extract the email myself so that I don't get in trouble, because it's the terms of use that really, like, if you're in violation of that, you can open yourself up to like civil litigation. But if I'm just doing this like man in the middle for every single one, and I can start to learn more about the industry that I'm trying to serve. So instead of building this fun app where I get to cycle through all of these different potato-based websites, I now instead am 1/3 the way done, 17 pages out of 50 of my branding design document that I'm creating for myself. So I've been going about potatoes as breadth first. I'm saying, all right, I want to have an e-commerce side. I've written books. I have 2 potato-based books that I've written. So why not have potato literature? Why not have potato core, which is like the me part of it, the personal brand that I can detach from like the silly comics that I make with potatoes on the e-commerce brand, or like maybe separate it from just the books, which are also I want to use as like a historical index, or maybe like some recipe books, maybe like you can study biology through the lens of a potato. There's so many different options you have there. And then on top of that, there is hot potato games. I want to make all these like fun, like an addicting games, nostalgic type thing, but integrate it with crypto, XRP in particular. That's like part of this whole ecosystem. But as you can tell by just me yapping, going down the hole with me, we are going breadth first. But I think the approach I'm taking here with the potato press, another vertical, I am effectively saying, no, I'm going to build my email list. And once I have a massive email list, I'm going to start addressing these other ones a little bit more, because I'm going to be able to integrate solutions that I've discovered by interviewing the actual people who are facing real problems in their industry on a regular basis. I just want to see if I can help them.